Alright, welcome back everybody. Today we have a still. And this is a still MS311. Pretty cool chainsaw. Looks to be from about a 2010 era based on the emission sticker. And this chainsaw is pretty cool because this model is still actually in production, but it's updated. And it actually looks a lot more like this 362. But there's still a lot of commonality between these two. These are like a camlock deal and these are threaded. But the actual shell fits from one to the other. It just doesn't fasten down. So this one seemed to have a problem with running. It didn't really want to run when it was cold. And it seemed to have some issues bogging. And I've already been through the carburetor on this one. We tried to start it up and had no luck. Well, I decided to dump out all the fuel. And lo and behold, in here, the entire fuel line is completely dry rotted. So what we're going to do next is strip this saw down to replace the fuel line in here. Which is maybe no easy feat. These things can be pretty complicated. So, I'll go ahead and start with pulling the top. I've already loosened the screws. And the one cool thing about these stills, they come with a still tool of either this variety or this variety. Both are useful, but this works on pretty much everything. I think this one came with my saw because it has the straight blade, and that's the only thing that fits the nuts to remove the top cover. But these are pretty cool saws. Somewhat big engine, 59cc according to the sticker. Both of them have that. But this, I believe, is the homeowner edition of what would be the 362, because the 362 actually has like a completely different setup on the pull start, and the modern one actually has a completely different engine with the same displacement. But I'll stop talking and start pulling this apart. Well, surprise. Looks like the intermediate fuel line's broken too. I got the tank off and the little bits just started pouring out. So I would say that was also part of the issue. So I need to get that apart and get both of them ordered so I can put it all back together correctly. Ooh. I wanted that little plastic piece to come out. Maybe I got a pair of pliers that'll get it. We'll see. Will you grab on? No. Now it will. Maybe set the camera down. Just a second. Alright. Pull up on this. Yeah, it's just a little barbed fitting 90. This looks to still be in good shape. However, that is not. And I gotta figure out how that comes out. Because another thing I'm gonna do while I have this all apart is actually clean the whole inside and outside of the tank. Because one of the things I found when I was doing the carburetor, yep, see that brake right there? When I was doing the carburetor is there was a lot of wood inside of it. I get it. It's a chainsaw. It lives in a mostly wood environment. Sometimes fiberglass, depending on who you are. But enough went through the tank to get in the carburetor to cause an issue there. So I think the biggest issue this has was the line going from here to the actual carburetor. So that one was really broke without me touching it. This one fell apart in the middle of troubleshooting. So we'll see if I can find those. It should be common. It should still be in use on the newer saws. And hopefully this thing will get right back to deforesting the Amazon, I believe. It's cut a lot of wood. Alright, so I went and picked up the fuel lines today and went ahead and fished them through there. It connects right down in here. I had to go through this is a little loose, and actually take a pair of needle nose and pull it down from the from where the hole is. Let's see if we can get a good, there it is. I had to pull it down from there to actually seat that in the hole, and then I had to pull the end out and put the filter on it. So that's complete. I put the little 90 back on, hooked it up, put the carburetor back on, got a brand new air filter. Something else I'm doing for this saw while I have it is one of the chain wear pieces were just missing, and the rest of them are pretty chewed up. So I went ahead and picked some up. They got like a little keyway to them, and they drop right in these holes on the clutch cover and on the actual saw, top and bottom of the chain. So I'm gonna go ahead and put those in, finish putting the saw back together, put some fuel in it, bar oil in it, take it for a test drive. All right. Alright, so I got the chain and the bar back on. Saw is fully together. I just want to take a minute to show you how the new pieces actually interact with the chain. You can see right here I got them in on both sides of the chain, and it really just keeps it from tearing up the cover or the actual frame of the saw. You can see right here in the bottom it does the same thing. So when you do one of these, it takes 4 of them. So the next thing I gotta do is fuel this thing up and give it a test run. Well, it looks like it could probably use a sharper chain. I know my buddy takes this chain somewhere local to be sharpened, but all in all, this seems to run better than all the reports he gave me on it before this. Apparently it used to take forever to warm up, and if you violated that, it just stopped for the day. But did a small adjustment on the idle screw, and it cleaned right up. So it warms up quick now, and it also has a pretty easy restart for it. Not bad for a 15-year-old saw. Well, that's going to be the end of this one. Thanks for watching.